Hello everyone. I am doing the second video in my essential oil myths series, and today I want to talk about ingesting essential oils and whether they are safe to drink in your water or in your tea. So if you didn't catch my first video, go back to my IGTV and check that out, because that video was all about common sense and therapeutic range, and that video is going to inform some of the content of this video. So first of all, I want you guys to remember that you don't have to do anything that you are not comfortable doing in life, okay? Well, I mean, to an extent. But if you are not comfortable ingesting essential oils, you do not have to do it. I am not here to tell you that you have to go out right now and ingest your essential oils. You do not have to do that. What I want to share with you is some common sense and maybe some information you weren't aware of when it comes to the human body and how it works, and the day we live in and food that's out there on the market. Maybe these are things you weren't aware of, and I just want to share this information with you. First of all, I have heard it said that some people think that essential oil reps for companies tell people to ingest oils to increase their sales, which is ridiculous. I use more essential oils in my diffuser on a daily basis than I do internally, so that's absolutely not true at all. I just want to address that right off the bat. I never give information about essential oils with the hopes that it will increase sales. That's not why I do this. I do this because I want people to have a better quality of life, and essential oils have been such a blessing to me and my family that I want to help other people learn how to use them safely and effectively. So that's why I use doTERRA, because their oils have been tested lots and lots of times for safety. That's why I have this whole page that talks about using essential oils in the best ways, because I want people to use oils that are actually going to work for their health concerns. So if I was telling you to use essential oils internally and I knew they were harming people, then what good would that do? It's not going to help me help you guys if they're out there harming people. So I've read injury reports, and most of the time when people are harmed by using essential oils is because they're not using these oils correctly. So I'm going to tell you some of the best ways to use your essential oils, and that's what this page is all about. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. When it comes to using essential oils, you want to make sure you put them in a glass or a stainless steel container, because they will break down plastic. Thankfully, our bodies are not made of plastic, because that's not obviously the best material to use essential oils in. It's also not how our bodies work. Our bodies do not function in the same way that plastic or styrofoam functions. So our bodies actually have a really cool mechanism that provides dilution for essential oils. The largest purchaser of essential oils in the world and in the United States is the food and beverage industry. So a lot of people out there say, I will never ingest essential oils. Guess what? You already have, because most of the flavoring that's out there, if you ever see something that says natural flavoring, it's probably essential oils, because essential oils are super potent. So they can buy a small amount of essential oils to flavor a large quantity of food, okay? So that's the difference between what I'm using and what the food and beverage industry is using. Is my version here is going to be a lot more concentrated than what they're using, okay? So that is a big difference, and something we want to keep in mind for sure when we're using our essential oils internally, because we are going to be using a much more concentrated amount. Remember, the dosage amount on a bottle of essential oils is 1 drop. And just like I talked about in my other video about therapeutic range, you only want to use the amount that is actually going to be beneficial for you. So if you have never used essential oils before, and you aren't sure what that amount is, you want to start small and gradually increase. So start with 1 drop or less. Use a toothpick, dip your toothpick down inside your bottle of essential oils and then mix it up in your water. Start there. Gradually increase. Please don't go putting like 15 drops of essential oil in your glass of water. It's not gonna go well for you. Okay, so less is more. Start with a very small amount. Start with less than a drop. If you've never used essential oils before, you need to find out what your therapeutic range is before you start, drinking a whole bunch of them in your water. Okay, so like I said already, our bodies have a really cool self-dilution mechanism that helps dilute essential oils when using them internally. I've heard a lot of people say that it's dangerous to use essential oils internally because of our extremely delicate esophageal and stomach lining. And I have thought about this quite a bit. And the interesting thing is we carry around acid in our bodies all the time, every single day. It's called hydrochloric acid, and it lives inside our stomachs, and it helps break down the food that we eat. And so I asked my brother, who's a biochemist, about hydrochloric acid because I've never personally had experience with hydrochloric acid except when I've had severe heartburn during pregnancy. And my brother informed me that if you get hydrochloric acid on your skin, it will burn you and will feel very uncomfortable. So if you get essential oils on your skin, some of them, yes, will burn you. Oregano, cinnamon, those will feel very hot and be very uncomfortable. Lime, lavender, lemon, you can get those on your skin and it's not going to irritate your skin, at least not right away. Maybe if you do it a whole bunch of times, it might irritate your skin. But the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I want you to understand that essential oils are more gentle than the hydrochloric acid that's in your stomach. So this lining of your stomach and the lining of your esophagus, those are not super as sensitive maybe as some people believe. However, just keep in mind, like I said already, start small, you guys. Gradually increase. Find your own personal therapeutic range. Use what's best for you. And remember, you have hydrochloric acid in your stomach, which is an acid that is stronger than the chemistry of an essential oil. And we experience that hydrochloric acid when we have heartburn and when we have acid reflux and things like that. That's acid coming out of your stomach and coming up into your esophagus. And if you've ever been sick and you vomited, you felt that in your mouth, it hurts, it burns immediately. So when you're using an essential oil, it's not going to have that effect. And if it does, stop using it. Okay? So I wanted to share that information with you guys. I hope that is helpful. When I use essential oils internally, I use them in a veggie cap with some coconut oil to help dilute it, to help it settle in my stomach so I don't burp as much. When I use it in a glass of water, I only use 1 drop. I mix it a whole bunch, and I usually use it like with a stainless steel straw in my my tumbler, my stainless steel tumbler. I'm going to do another video a little bit later that talks about how essential oils don't actually sit on the surface of the water. Some do, but actually some don't. I'm actually going to show you how that works. So when you're using essential oils in water, some actually will sink to the bottom. Some will kind of, be in the middle, and some will sit on the top. But essential oils and water, they interact with each other it's super interesting. Density varies from one essential oil to another essential oil, and you can actually see that take place when you're using them in a cup of water. So I'm going to do a video later on that kind of explains that. But when we're talking about ingesting, you might think that when you put a drop of essential oil in your water, it's going to sit on the top, but actually some of them sink down to the bottom. So you might actually taste your essential oil because it's sunk down to the bottom of your water and not because it's sitting on the surface. So that's pretty interesting, and just more information for you to just consider when you're thinking about using your essential oils internally. When I use mine internally, I use them for upset stomach. I use them for acid reflux. I use them for heartburn. I use them to help with digestive comfort, nausea. I've used them for like an oral rinse. I've used essential oils in all of these ways just to help me recover, for immune support, for mental clarity, for anxiety and anxious feelings. I use essential oils for all these things internally, and I use the amount that is right for me. So I start with 1 drop. If that doesn't feel like it's enough, I'll use a little bit more, and I'll gradually increase till I find my therapeutic range. If you have not watched the video about therapeutic range and common sense, go watch that video. But like I said, too much of anything can harm us. Too many essential oils can harm us. Absolutely. There's absolutely the best range for us to use. And there is a range that is not enough. So we have to find the therapeutic range that's right for us. Okay, so I hope that has been helpful for you guys. Remember, the largest purchaser of essential oils is the food and beverage industry. I am not telling you to ingest essential oils to boost my sales. That's not why I do anything. I love educating people, teaching people how to have a better quality of life. And this is one way that a lot of people have found to have that experience. And third, our bodies have a self-dilution mechanism. So that when you ingest essential oils, the body actually produces mucus to help dilute those essential oils and help them interact with the body in a safe and appropriate way. So I'm going to post links to that in my stories. So if you guys want to read up about that self-dilution mechanism or about the purchaser of the food and beverage industry purchasing essential oils, then I will post links to that in my stories so that you guys can read up on that. If you're catching this later on my IGTV and you want those links as well, just shoot me a message and I will send those to you because I know my stories expire after 24 hours. This will be posted in my IGTV in a little while. So if you didn't catch the beginning of this, then you can go back and watch it then.